Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to another edition of Pro Wrestling Talk brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host for this evening, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram, coming at you here once again on the U to the Tube. So, a while ago, I finished watching the debut of Terminus Modern Grappling Pro Wrestling with the show called All Roads End Here. This took place in Atlanta, Georgia, and this was streamed on Fight TV. And I just wanted to go through and give my thoughts on it and recap how I felt that the show went. First and foremost, I wanted to also make note of that there were a couple of changes to the not only to the card, but also the fact that they had delayed the show quite a bit due to travel issues, being that there was a lot of snow in Atlanta, so it made some folks it gave folks a hard time getting to the venue, so they had to really delay the start of the show. Not only that, they had a lot of audio issues with the mic. They had some issues with the camera. The camera work could be better, but they just really had a lot of technical difficulties. But I appreciate them, doing their best to sort those out before the show began. You know what I mean? It's never good when you have those things happening during a show and you don't try to fix them. At least they did their part in fixing and addressing them. They had to delay the start of the show, but I like the fact that they did that to take care of those issues before going live, before starting the show. I like that. I like that. So I got to give them props on that. Let's see. First match was Lee Moriarty versus Josh the Goods Woods. Now, this was supposed to be Lee Moriarty versus Jay Lethal, but due to travel restrictions, Jay Lethal wasn't able to make it to the show, so Josh Woods was his replacement. And I have to say, this was a pretty decent match to start the show off. Definitely a fan of Lee Moriarty. And Josh the Goods Woods, I mean, he's been good for a while as well. Totally a good wrestler. I remember he won the top prospect tournament in ROH. So I definitely like this matchup, and it was pretty good. It was definitely pretty good. Lee Moriarty did get the victory with the European clutch, but I definitely thought this was a decent match to start off. Now, typically in Terminus, their matches are 15 minutes, 15-minute time limit, and for any championship matches is usually 20-minute time limit. So a lot of differences there, just with how they do matches, how they do their rules, stuff like that. Next up, we had the Terminal Eliminator match, which was a fatal four-way elimination style match. This had JDX versus Daniel Garcia versus Invictus Cash versus Adam Priest. Now, the interesting thing is, starting off with this fatal four-way, there would always be two wrestlers in the ring going at it all the time, no matter what. And you could tag anybody. You could tag anybody in, and they'd have to go in. So this was a pretty good match. This was definitely interesting with the rules and all, but it ended up being a clean sweep. Well, sort of a clean sweep, but Daniel Garcia eliminated JDX, but technically, JDX kind of sort of inadvertently, I guess, low blow. It was like an inadvertent low blow or something like that. It was weird. That was weird how they did that elimination, but it was kind of, if you ask me, I think it was a botch. But JDX got eliminated first. Then Adam Priest got eliminated next, and then Cash got eliminated last. but all by Red Death Daniel Garcia. So he ended up winning this match and got the clean sweep. It just, I don't know, that first elimination looked weird. It looked really weird. So I think it was a botch. I don't know. For those that saw this show, let me know what y'all thought, because I it looked like it was a botch, but I don't know. That's just what I saw. But Daniel Garcia won this elimination match. Next up, we had Moose versus Mike Bennett, and Matt Taven was on commentary for this. I liked the idea of this match, and I liked how this match was going until the outcome happened. So one of the rules for Terminus matches is that you get a technical foul for throwing somebody over the top rope. For throwing somebody out of the ring over the top rope. That's a technical foul. If you get 2 technical fouls in a match, then you are disqualified. And Moose did 2 technical fouls of throwing Mike Bennett out of the ring over the top rope. Therefore, Mike Bennett ended up winning by disqualification. And if you ask me, it both times looked very intentional. And it was just such a bummer, because this match was going really well, and then the 2 technical fouls happened. I mean, one happened kind of like, middle of the match, and then the second one happened later at the end of the match. So I just felt it was a little bit annoying, the fact that this was such a good match and these two were just going back and forth, only for Moose to get himself disqualified by throwing Mike Bennett out of the ring over the top rope twice. So it was just a bummer. Really, really big bummer. Next up, we had Diamante versus Janay Kai, which Janae Kai was supposed to face somebody else. This was another card change. And I believe the Moose was supposed to face Alex Conklin, if I remember correctly, but Alex Conklin wasn't able to perform, I guess, due to injury and such. So there's quite some changes to this card. But we got Diamante versus Janae Kai. And I actually enjoyed this match. I really enjoyed this match. This was back and forth. And I really loved these two ladies going at it. But Diamante was able to get the victory by a really cool looking submission. Like, I don't even know what you call that submission. It was a very weird submission, but I thought it was really, really cool. But it was like she had her leg and her neck and arm just kind of like clutched. It was weird. It was weird and innovative, but Diamante was able to get the submission victory over Janae Kai. We had the Impact Digital Media Championship on the line as Jordan Grace, the champion, defended against Kira Hogan. And this was another really good match. So the ladies definitely tearing the house down. So I was really, really appreciative of this. And I have to say, Kira Hogan showed a lot of resilience and a lot of fight in this match, especially getting hit with a muscle buster and she kicked out. I was like, wow, I thought that was going to seal the deal, but she kept going. Both ladies got a lot of offense in on each other, so I was very pleased with how this match was and the pacing and everything. But sure enough, Jordan Grace was able to counter Kira Hogan, hit the fall from Grace, gets the 1-2-3. Jordan Grace retains the Digital Media Championship. But it was a great match. These ladies really brought it in this match. Definitely enjoyed it. We had the ROH World Championship on the line as Bandito, the champion, the title which he never lost, defended against Baron Black. And I have to say, I was very impressed with Baron Black in this match. Very impressed. You know, Baron Black, he's been wrestling a lot on AEW, usually on AEW Dark and Dark Elevation. But yeah, he's been wrestling with AEW a lot. And, you know, this was actually, they were in Atlanta, and this is Baron Black's hometown. But I have to say, I was very impressed with him in this match, especially going against somebody like Bandito. There was a botch here or two, but I don't think it did much to really affect the match negatively. But definitely enjoyed this match. Bandito was able to hit the 21 plex to defeat Baron Black and retain the ROH World Championship. But it was really good to see Bandito back in action. You know, somebody that I've watched live in ROH, also in NWA through the Crockett Cup. So definitely love Bandito. Great wrestler. We had a tag team match where we had Dante Caballero and Joe Keys teaming up to face Catch Point's Hot Sauce Tracy Williams and Fred Yehi. And I have to say, this was a very intense tag team match. Both teams were showcased really, really well. I was definitely digging this tag team match. And, you know, it's interesting because this was the only tag team match on the card. You know, so it was like, you know, if they're gonna do this, they gotta really shine, sticking out as the only tag team match on the card. So I thought they did a good job. And surprisingly, Joe Keys and Dante Caballero got the upset on Catch Point. I was very, very shocked. I did not think they would get booked to win. But they pulled off the upset on Hot Sauce and Fred Yehi. I was impressed. I was actually very impressed. So definitely thought that was great and shocking at the same time. 1 second. And then we had the main event, which was a pure rules match for the ROH original World Championship. It was Jonathan Gresham, the champion, defending against the walking weapon, Josh Alexander. And of course, this was contested under pure rules. And I have to say, this definitely deserved to be the main event, for sure. These guys went back and forth. Both excellent wrestlers. I've always loved Jonathan Gresham. I've seen a lot of his work in Ring of Honor. The dude is a beast. And Josh Alexander, I mean, he's been getting better and better and better. You know, I originally knew him as a tag team specialist with the North when he was teamed up with Ethan Page. But as a single star, he has done well. He's done really well. So I definitely like what I've been seeing out of Josh Alexander. But yeah, these two went at it. It was incredible. It was back and forth. They tore each other apart. Not impressed with the end though. Both got tied up in a small package where both of their shoulders were down. Referee made the count. Double pin. Results in a draw. And because it results in a draw, Jonathan Gresham still retains the ROH Original World Championship. So I was really bummed out by the finish, but it was still a great match. It was still a really great match. And then at the end of the match, of course, you know, both competitors shook hands. It was all cool. Bandito came down to the ring. And not only did Bandito come down to the ring, but Santana, one half of Proud and Powerful, Santana and Ortiz, Santana came to the ring, got on the mic, pretty much talked very high about Jonathan Gresham and him being a champion, and challenged Jonathan Gresham for his title for the next Terminus show, which I believe he said was February 24th. So, not only did that happen, but Jonathan Gresham also assured Bandito, I haven't forgotten about us, but let me take care of this match. And Bandito, he's patient. He's patient. So it looks like we're going to see Jonathan Gresham versus Santana for that ROH Original World Championship. And the winner faces Bandito. That's what it looks like this is going to be leading to. And I'm all for that. But I have to say, Santana getting out there and putting his name in, I can dig it. I can definitely dig it. And it also makes me wonder, I guess they're going to do monthly shows like this, where they'll have a chance to, get some talent showcased from different promotions. Like they had folks from AEW, they had folks from, ROH, they had folks from Impact Wrestling. There was a variety. So I really like what they're doing. Like I said, the production quality and, they had some technical difficulties. I know their rules for their shows are much different. But one thing I will say, it really did a good job in showcasing a lot more technical wrestling than other styles. I mean, there was some strong style, but there was very little high flying. And you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm pretty big on high flying, strong style, and technical. And sometimes I feel like, we don't tend to see a lot of good, pure technical wrestling. Because 9 times out of 10 these days, it's all about the flashy stuff. But there's flashy stuff in technical wrestling. Catch wrestling, the chain wrestling. There's a lot of flashiness in that. But it doesn't always have to mean flashy, like high flying, super power moves type of thing. So I really felt like this show did a good job at showcasing a lot more of the technical wrestling style than, high flying, than powerhouse, that sort of thing. So I was all for this. But anyway, let me know what y'all thought about this show. I thought overall it was a pretty decent show with some great wrestling. Not really much for storyline, and that's fine. This is its first show, but some great wrestling. Let me know what y'all's thoughts are. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any video. And thank you so much for watching. This has been another episode of Pro Wrestling Talk, brought to you by Blitzball Champ Gaming. I'm your host, Blitzball Champ Jason Ingram. Hope everybody has a blessed week, and I will see y'all soon. Peace.